Organ transplantations have been performed for centuries, and it has been recorded by a painting of Saints Cosmas and Damian, who miraculously transplanted the black leg of myrrh onto the white body of Justinian during the period of the 6th centuries. Did you know that the first ever successful transplantation that has been recorded can be traced back only as far as in 1905, where an operation was done by Edward Zerm from the Czech Republic? The transplantation involved the cornea.
And by successful transplantation, we meant that there is no rejection whatsoever onto the donor organ or any other side effects that may diagnose the recipient. This brings us to the main problem that has always been inhibiting the success of any organ transplantation: transplantation rejection. A team of researchers at the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel has taken human kidney stem cells and transplanted them into mice. The stem cells grew into miniature and actually functioning kidneys inside the mice. What's more amazing is that the kidneys were rejected. This opens doors to humongous potentials of the future treatments in humans transplantation, such as stem cell cloning and stem cell therapy.
Stem cell cloning.
Stem cell cloning is an experimental technique which aims to produce healthy tissues. Here are the steps how they do it. First, the nucleus from one of the patient's normal body cells is removed and transferred to a human ovum. Second, a new pre-embryo cell will then start to develop after a mild electric shock, producing a collection of embryonic cells. Third, this cloned embryo is different as it is not made to clone a whole human being. It is simply a source of stem cells with DNA that matches the patient. Fourth, stem cells will be harvested from this embryo and be cultured in a suitable environment so that they differentiate into the required tissue. Fifth, these tissue cells will then be transferred to the patient where they can do their job. But who could benefit from stem cell therapy?
You should know by now that stem cell therapy could be used for a wide range of diseases caused by faulty cells, such as Parkinson's disease, diabetes, and damaged nerves. Parkinson's disease. People with Parkinson's don't have enough of a chemical called dopamine because some nerve cells in their brain have died. As dopamine nerve cells die, movements slow down, they lose their sense of smell, they suffer from sleep disorders and depression. There's currently no cure for Parkinson's, and scientists don't yet know why people get the condition. It doesn't directly cause people to die, but symptoms do get worse over time.
Researchers are already using stem cells to grow dopamine-producing nerve cells in the lab so that they can study the disease. Because a single, well-defined type of cell is affected, it may also be possible to treat Parkinson's by replacing the lost nerve cells with healthy new ones. Diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is a disease which usually develops at a younger age and can lead to a very serious or fatal condition. This happens when the insulin-secreting islet of cells in the pancreas are destroyed, resulting in uncontrolled blood glucose concentration. Now, the major focus is to develop a reliable, unlimited supply of healthy insulin-producing cells. Currently, insulin-producing islets are obtained from deceased organ donors. However, each year there's only a limited number of organs available, a small fraction of what's needed to help the millions with diabetes.
Researchers believe stem cells could be used to improve the shortage of insulin-producing cells available for transplant.
Stem cells have properties which may hold the key to an unlimited supply of insulin-producing cells. First, they reproduce quickly and indefinitely. Second, they have the potential to become any cell type of the body and are simply waiting for instructions to be programmed into one tissue or another.
Damaged nerves. Just like the ones mentioned previously, there is currently no medical cure for damaged nervous tissue in the brain and spine. These nerves do not regrow and cause permanent paralysis to someone who suffers major injury in the spine.
Did you know that researchers once tried transplanting embryonic stem cells into mice and rats with damaged spine? After some time, these animals regained certain amounts of control and movement. Results also show that the transplanted embryonic stem cells had grown into working adult nerve cells. This then clearly proves there might be hope for future human treatments.
Although the field of stem cell therapy is promising, there are always downsides to any good things. The stem cell therapy promises the prevention of the rejection of the organ from the recipient's immune system, in contrast with the traditional organ transplantation, where the patients are required to consume immunosuppressant drugs, which may actually put them at risk of developing other infectious diseases. It also opens doors to the potentials of curing damaged cells by the means of replacing them with stem cells.
Although stem cells seems to be such a brilliant breakthrough in the science and medical fields, one cannot stop noticing the fact that it isn't widely in use yet.
So, what's stopping such miracle to become vast?
The field of stem cell is very new and still needs remodifications. Making things worse, there's also the potential of stem cell developing cancers in the body.
The stem cells, however, are not always predictable. Scientists had struggled in determining and controlling the differentiation of the developing cells. The fact that there is the potential of uncontrollable growth stopped scientists from putting any confidence to wide practices. Until recent days, there's no solid evidence that stem cell therapy is entirely safe for use. In addition, there's little accessibility to the stem cells.
The most important factor that constrains the development of this field is the ethical implications of the process. There are controversial questions that result to controversial answers, questions that the society is supposed to think about. Most importantly, the different ethical perspectives involved.
One of them is the debate on the matter of the alteration of the embryo. The question, does the embryo count as a living being in the moment of conception, is not for science to answer.